the Weekly Bobcat News. This is Casper, reporting from Miss Katrina's office. I know I heard you all cheer when you first saw me today. You make me feel so special. Bumela will be back next week. It was a roaster last week. The weather is expected to be much more comfortable this week. In fact, you might even need a light jacket in the morning. Speaking of mornings, should we see what's on the menu for breakfast this week? On Monday, we're having chicken sausage biscuit sandwiches. For lunch, we're having teriyaki chicken with brown rice. On Tuesday, maple waffles are being served for breakfast. Mozzarella breadsticks will be for lunch. This is a new one. Apple cinnamon oatmeal rounds will be served for breakfast on Wednesday. Lunch will be chicken dumplings. Remember, these are Asian dumplings, like pot stickers, but not fried. Pumpkin bread will also be served for breakfast on Thursday. It's also pizza day! Finally, on Friday, you'll find French toast sticks for breakfast and chicken fillet sandwiches for lunch. On to the student unions. We're still working on a start date for these. Bumela should have information about these in the news next week. The bike train is up and running. Miss Katrina plans on meeting you all for the bike train at Double Mountain on Friday at 7:45. There will be prizes for y'all. Remind your parents and guardians that back to school night is coming up next week on Thursday, September 19th. I hope to see you and your families there. I have one last exciting announcement. Hispanic Heritage Month starts on September 15th. Can you believe it? That's next Sunday. What? You want to know what Hispanic Heritage Month is? I'm so glad you asked. There's a short video at the end of this news to teach you a little bit about this amazing celebration. Have a great week, Bobcats. This is Casper, signing off.
What is Hispanic Heritage Month? Heritage is something that is inherited or passed down from previous generations. It also involves ethnic, cultural, and national identity. Hispanic Heritage Month celebrates the contributions that Latino and Hispanic Americans have made to the United States. It's a month to honor and recognize the history, culture, traditions, and contributions made by people who trace their roots back to Mexico, Spain, and other Spanish-speaking countries in Central and South America and the Caribbean. Twinkle tip: Hispanic refers to a person who is from or a descendant of someone who is from a Spanish-speaking country. Latino Latina or Latinx refers to a person who is from or a descendant of someone who is from a country in Latin America. When is Hispanic Heritage Month? Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated from September 15th to October 15th each year. What is the history of Hispanic Heritage Month? Hispanic Heritage Month was introduced in 1969 under President Lyndon Johnson by California Congressman George E. Brown. This was done during the height of the civil rights movement in the 60s, during a growing cultural awareness of the marginalized American minority groups. This timing is important because so many Latin American countries also celebrate their Independence Day during the month of September. The date September 15th also holds significance and was chosen to begin Heritage Month as it marks the anniversary of Cry of Dolores, signaling the start of the Mexican War of Independence. President George Bush became the first president to declare the newly proclaimed 31-day Hispanic Heritage Month. He stated, "Not all of the contributions made by Hispanic Americans to our society are so visible or so widely celebrated, however. Hispanic Americans have enriched our nation beyond measure with the quiet strength of closely knit families and proud communities." How is Hispanic Heritage Month celebrated? Dedicate some time to learn about significant historical, political, and pop culture figures. If you enjoy art, take the opportunity to learn about Hispanic art. This is also a time to honor the independence of several Latin American countries. Throughout this month, there are many festivities, including food fairs, concerts, parades, and plenty more fun that you can participate in. To learn more about Hispanic Heritage Month, head to twinkle.com.